Yeah, let me introduce myself first. So I'm Onno Weststrate. I'm from the Elim Church in Reewijk in the Netherlands. By the way, is my sound okay? Is it okay, Mark? Are we okay?
Yeah, you're coming through really nicely. Brilliant.
So, Onno Weststrate from the Elim Church, the same church as where Jaco and Janneke came from before they went on to other church plants. So I'm here and I'm part of a team called Business Link. There is a team within a Relational Mission set up a few years ago to really to have the initiative of bringing the business and church together. We have recognized that in some cases there was quite a distance also in people's thinking about, you know, business people and the church and two separate worlds. So the short of that was that we formed a team within Relational Mission of people that are in business to see how we can bridge that and bring those two together. So I will have a little discussion. I will have an introduction of what we actually do for everybody to understand. And then at the end, I'll do a little kind of cases that I would like to present of what's happening currently in the field. So my background is in business. I have two companies, one here in the Netherlands, and we have a company in Romania, in Târgu Mureș, since 12 years. So that is my background in engineering. And yeah, out of that, I'd like to first do a couple of slides. Now, let me see if I can get this to work. One moment. Do you see my screen?
Yeah, that's fine. I know we can see your screen.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get started. Right. So, as I said, the introduction of Business Link on the left side, that was me about 20 years ago, and then on the right, there is Maurice Nightingale when he was still young. But anyway, but this is on our website. We have a website that you can look at, but I will give that information at the end. So what actually do? We as a team sense that God is calling us in business to connect to mission. We want to help business leaders to develop a purpose within the workplace and learn how to be involved within church planting. We talk about church planting and business in the whole setting of Europe, the East as much as the West. We recognize that in all situations that there is quite a lot of interaction that can take place when we do this together. You know, it's our call as Business Link to inspire church leaders to find out what God's purpose is for business. And we'll come to that a little later, but that's really what we want to do. We want to connect with, when we talk about mission into Europe, we want to connect as business people with you guys who are going to plant churches. Then the next one, let me see if we want to build communities. We want to serve as a business team, church leaders, and bringing them together. Businesses and church. Of praying together to see God work in the workplace as well as in the churches, of course. Then the next one is we sense that God is calling us also to find mentors. There's a growing network of Christian businessmen and women who are willing to support with the business mentoring and coaching to help discover God's purpose for business. So what we do as Business Link is we have a pool of people that signed up to our network of businessmen and women, that each of them have certain expertise. It could be in any field of the business. those people carry a wealth of information, and they can be shared among us. As we talk a little bit later about setting up businesses in other nations, we really feel that we can function as mentors in situations where people want to do a startup. So, as I said, we have a pool of people already there that could be, be advisors for new situations that are developing. The next one is we want to, as business people, also support and see whether we can raise funds. Now, often churches think that business people are good for paying for a new church building roof if that's leaking or anything like that. And I don't think that that is really the essence of, having a business. We do sometimes have a bit better availability of funding than other people, than church leaders, but really we want to see if we can bring resources together and to be able to equip the church, as well as the church can equip the business in many other ways. So we really want to see if we can, as a business link, continue to raise those funds. One of the examples is with the Christmas appeal that we had on Relation Mission at the end of the year. We've raised over £90,000 together, all of us. It's an amazing number. We want to use that money to see if we can plant businesses across, the nations to support churches. So that is like a seed fund that we want to create, that we have, to see if we can plant out little businesses supporting church initiatives. Then the next one is we want to equip the church. We want to provide people with materials and help businesses and church leaders to understand more of God's heart for the business. In essence, this is when you go to our website, we want to train people. We want to also help church leaders to understand what it is to what a Christian business is and how they can support them. And we want to provide, there's a lot of material available for people to look at and to learn and to work from. Now, we come to a situation, and this is, the second part of my little talk, is we talk about businesses, we talk about church planting. And one of the things that we have to face in Europe is what is there if there is no employment, so a high unemployment and no economical future. How do we as an organization look at that when we talk about church planting? I would use the phrase, if there's no job, there is no church. And the reason why I say that is in many countries, we see the effect of the unemployment, that migration is taking place. It's all over the world now. They come to Western Europe because they have no work. If we want to plant churches in an area in Europe where there is a high unemployment situation, it will be very difficult to sustain that, because what you will notice and what we have seen is a lot of people will leave the country or the area to find other work. And that is a situation that we can do something about it. We feel we can do something about that in various settings. I have a few things that will happen when you want to start planting churches in those difficult countries. What you have is pastors cannot be paid. There's a lot of stress, not having enough money to survive. You'll see whole families, they're leaving a church community to look for work in other countries. There's migration. It's taking place. We all know this in the UK as well as in our country here. there's a lot of people from the East coming over to get a job because there's nothing there where they come from. What you typically see is that children and elderly people are staying behind. Disruption of family life. Grannies have to look after young children because their parents are working abroad. That is a very serious situation. And the whole people, and if we talk about countries, the whole people groups will stay unreached if we are unable to have churches in those areas. Think about that. Now, I'd like to share a few situations that we've been working on and that I just want to make you aware of, where we see that business and churches are coming together, are working together. One of the examples is in Poland, where there's a holiday home that is supporting the Riley family in their church plant in Gdansk in Poland. So that's a holiday home they have, and you can go there. It's like an Airbnb where you can have a weekend or a week away. So it provides income for them in order to stay in the country and to do what God is calling them to do. And it's not entirely covering their expenses, but it's a great help. And they can tell you more. They're on this call as well. So if you want to chat with them, I'm sure they're willing to give you more advice. I'm running out of time, so I go very quick here. We have another situation, another opportunity that I'd like to share with you is a second-hand clothing business in Serbia that we're working on. A lady from the church, Ivana, together with other people from the church in Niš, are having this business. It's a second-hand clothing business, and it employs 35 people in the south of Serbia. This is a great opportunity also for them to not only communicate the gospel, but also to provide income for local people there. Great opportunity. Here you see the shops. They have 10 shops. They have 35 people working with clothes selection and so forth. A great opportunity to do that. Another one, just another example, in Croatia, there's a missionary couple called Bernard and Nada. Mikolai, they're good friends of ours. They have a holiday home started in Croatia. This is to support their mission. They work mostly in Mostar in Bosnia and Herzegovina, but this apartment will give them income to stay into the mission where they currently operate in their country in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Here's a few pictures, so you can have a look. We can all go there. Why would you go to expensive holiday places where you can go to these places, support mission, and have a great time? Then lastly, I'd like to share with you a little bit what's going on. I talked about the seed fund that we created from the Christmas appeal. There are a number of initiatives underway that we would like to encourage people and communities to come up with business ideas, and some of them are mentioned here. A number from the south of Serbia, from Leskovac, and I saw that some of the people this morning on the call as well. They're thinking, we gave them money to carry through the winter, but out of that response, they say, what can we do actually to be more sustainable? And we want to help and serve them with funding as well as mentoring their little businesses. You see here, they're talking about firewood cutting and video productions and curtain fabrications. All of these little initiatives are there to make them, as well as the church, more sustainable, less dependent from support needed from outside. And then another one that I'd like to mention is a coffee place in Lille. And Roger and Georgina Eaton are setting up a coffee place, a great initiative, not only to have a business, but more also as a social activity. Those initiatives we really would like to welcome and see more within our network of churches that we can hear of and see if we can support. How can you be involved? Well, you can sign up to our business link site. If you go there, you can see this link here and you can be a member of our network. Some of you are on this call are already signed up. We have a monthly prayer event where we pray with business leaders and those who are involved to get, to talk about topics that will help them to, grow further in the businesses. And you can share your ideas very much. If you have an idea, if you have a question, if there's anything we can do for you in terms of support or mentoring things, we would love to get in touch with you. And some of you have already done that. I know of a situation in Malaga where we are supporting an initiative to do job training, for instance. So there are many things already happening, but do get in contact with us, ask us as much as you want to ask us, and we would love to be supporting all of your initiatives. Yeah, thank you. This is what I wanted to share. Do I stop sharing?
Thank you so much, Onno, for this.
Stop sharing. There we go.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you, Onno. I think this was very, very encouraging information, very useful information from you, Onno, and from the Business Link team. I personally think it's very, very encouraging and great that we as a church family have such resources and support through Business Link, through their expertise in business. And I think it's great that we can make use of this. And I think you should be very easy on getting in touch with Business Link. I think it's very important that you do not need to come up with a finalized business plan once you get in touch with them. You can come even to start some brainstorming, and Business Link will help you to go the steps further. And from my own experience, I can just tell you, I was in touch with Chris Page from Business Link a few weeks ago, because I'm thinking of going to Eastern Europe in the future with business and church planting and stuff like this. And it really helped me just to exchange some ideas with Chris. And so really make use of this in the future and get in touch with the Business Link team. So thank you very much, Onno, and everyone who is involved in Business Link. I think that's a great thing you do for us as a church.